song singing in your soul. Feel the beat, clap your hands, let it take control. All you need, all you want, are you ready to find your way? Whoa, 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 whoa. 'Cause every day is a new day. Whoa, 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 whoa. And everything's going your way. Whoa, 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 whoa. If you wanna make it last forever, we'll keep it together, 'cause it keeps getting better. Start the show. 7, 8, 9, 10, ready, set, let's go. Turn it on, turn it up. Are you ready to find your way? Whoa, 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 whoa. 'Cause every day is a new day. Whoa, 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 whoa. And everything's going your way. Whoa, 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 whoa. And you wanna make it last forever. Forever. Keep it together, 'cause it keeps getting better. Feel the sun up on your shoulders. Find the strength to make you bolder. Yeah. Let each moment take you higher. 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 Higher than you've ever been before. Walk through life. Every day is a new beginning. Whoa, 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 whoa. 'Cause every day is a new day. Whoa, 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 whoa. And everything's going your way. Whoa, 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 whoa. And you wanna make it last forever. Forever. Whoa, 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 whoa. 'Cause every day is a new day. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And everything's going your way. Keeps getting better. It keeps getting better.
Good evening, everyone. There's a good crowd on this chilly evening, so we're glad that you came out to support the Brebeuf Choirs, Band, and Orchestra tonight. And we're going to do a choir set here, and then you'll hear the band and orchestra after that. That was Walk Through Life. And this is the first time our choirs have been able to sing since our review in February. So it's been a pleasure to have all of them today singing. And it's been a great pleasure to have them together. And the retreat that we had today has been beyond just enjoyable to have everyone together. So the next song you're going to hear is from the musical Mean Girls, I See Stars, and our soloists are Summer Swenson and Emily Senfeld.
Cheap, fake, easy to break. That's how I used to be. Here, take it. Now I'm awake. I'll tell you what I see. Plastic don't shine, glitter don't shine, rhinestones don't shine the way you do. You are so real, you are so rare. I see you there, I see you.
I see stars, so many stars tonight. You could make diamonds dull. You are so beautiful. I see stars, you shine as bright as day. I will look out for you. We'll light each other's way. You're all
shine. Plastic don't shine, glitter don't shine, rhinestones don't shine the way you do. You are so real, you are so rare. I see you there, I see you.
I see stars, so many stars tonight. You could make diamonds glow. You are so beautiful. I see stars, we shine as bright as day. I will look out for you. We'll light each other's way. I see stars, so many stars tonight. We could make diamonds glow. We are so beautiful. I see stars, we shine as bright as day. I will look out for you. We'll light each other's way. We are so real, we are so rare. We see you there, we see you. We're all stars, we're all stars. So many stars, stars.
So next up is a song by Sarah Bareilles called Armor, and this will be done by the ladies from our chamber group, and actually our goal cohort, right? Goal cohort.
Let it begin, let Adam in. Step one, original sin. Underneath the leaves, Adam found Eve. Both of them found something sweet under the apple tree.
Then it was over, roads divide. Step two, learning how to lie. Let me ask a question to present day. How the heck did Eve end up with all the blame? All the blame.
All the dirty looks, the kitty cat calls, the ones who try to throw us up against the back walls. Let me tell you something you'll understand. Only the little boys tell you they're a big man. To all my sisters and all our friends, we have to thank them, please. Strength means blessed with an enemy. Oh, my armor comes from you. You make me try harder. Oh, that's all I ever do. Oh, no, my armor comes from you. You make me stronger, and be my armor. Hand me my armor. Hand me my armor. Step three, I see the unforgettable, incredible ones who came before me. Brought poetry, brought science, sowed quiet seeds of self-reliance, bloomed in me. So here I am. You think I am highlight, mister? Wait till you meet my little sister. Oh, my armor comes from you. You make me try harder. Oh, that's
Nice job, ladies. Very nice. Next up is Hall of Fame, if you guys know that song, and our soloist is Tim Martin.
Yeah, you could be the greatest, you could be the best. You can be the King Kong banging on your chest. You can beat the world, you could beat the war. You could talk to God, go banging on his door. You can throw your hands up, you can beat the clock. You can move mountains, you can break rocks. You can be a master, don't wait for luck. Dedicate yourself and you can find yourself. And the world's gonna know your name. The distance, you could run the mile. You could walk straight through hell with a smile. You could go hero, you could get the gold, breaking all the records that thought never could be broke. Do it for your people, do it for your pride. How you ever gonna know if you never even try? Do it for your country, do it for your name, 'cause there's gonna be a day and the world's gonna know your name. Burn with the brightest flame, burn with the brightest flame. The whole world's gonna know my name. And you'll be on the walls of the Hall of Fame. Be a champion, be a champion, be a champion, be a champion.
Be students, be teachers, be politicians, be preachers. Be leaders, be leaders, be astronauts, be champions, be truth seekers. Be teachers, be politicians, be preachers. Be leaders, be astronauts, be champions,
Standing in the Hall of Fame. The world's gonna know your name, 'cause you burn with the brightest flame, the brightest flame. The world's gonna know your name. You'll be on the walls of the hall. Yeah, you could be the greatest, you could be the best. You can be the King Kong banging on your chest. You could beat the world, you could beat the war. You could talk to God, go banging on his door. You could be the be a champion.
sitting in the Hall of Fame. Sitting in the Hall of Fame. Sitting in the Hall of Fame.
Next up, we have senior Aloria Daniels performing Casey Musgrave's Rainbow.
You didn't even notice. It ain't raining anymore. It's hard to breathe when all you know is the struggle of staying above the rising water line. Well, the sky is finally open. The rainy wind stopped blowing, but you're stuck out in the same old storm again. You hold tight to your umbrella. Well, darling, I'm just trying to tell ya that there's always been a rainbow hanging over your head. If you could see what I see, you'd be blinded by the colors, yellow, red, orange, and green, and at least a million others. So tie up the boat, take off your coat, and take a look around. 'Cause the sky is finally open. The rainy wind stopped blowing, but you're stuck out in the same old storm again. You hold tight to your umbrella, 'cause darling, I'm just trying to tell ya that there's always been a rainbow hanging over your head. Off your coat and take a look around. Everything is all right now, 'cause the sky is finally open. The rainy wind stopped blowing, but you're stuck out in the same old storm again. You hold tight to your umbrella, 'cause darling, I'm just trying to tell ya that there's always been a rainbow hanging over your head. Yeah, there's always been a rainbow hanging over your head. It'll all be alright.
Before we make the transition into the band and orchestra set, we have one more song called Change. And this is such, the words and lyrics are just so prominent to what we are feeling right now as a country, and just every aspects with this pandemic to what's happening politically, and just kind of remind us that it takes us to make that change.
Looking down on our sisters and brothers, isn't love all that we've got? So we know everyone's got a father and mother. The day we know we're all the same, together we can make that change. There are too many of us crying, and not enough love to go round.
Let's give the choir another round of applause. And now we're going to make our transition, so be patient as we make our transition into the band and orchestra set.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's performance of Frozen on Ice, featuring skating performances by Elsa and Ola. Wait, what? Well, I just thought with the temperature. Okay, well, pesky copyright laws. Correction, welcome to tonight's performance of the Brebeuf Chamber Orchestra, Percussion Ensemble, Chamber Winds, Concert Band, and Brebeuf Choirs. Our students and music faculty are excited you're here, and we hope to warm your hearts with the melodies and harmonies of tonight's program. Speaking of warmth, there is free hot chocolate available here at the road. Please take as much as you want. We have 10 gallons of hot chocolate. Please feel free to refill your cups as many times as you like. Tonight's program is family-friendly, fun, and a joyous occasion, so we encourage you to clap and cheer vigorously, whatever you need to do to let the musicians know they are appreciated, and whatever you need to do to keep the blood circulating. Thank you for your unwavering support of our musicians and the fine arts at Brebeuf. Welcome to those of you joining us online from the warmth and comfort of your homes. You do not get any hot chocolate. Every student knows the abbreviation AMDG, which stands for Ad Maiorem Dei Gloriam, for the greater glory of God. The music tonight in itself is a type of prayer offered back to God. As the ensemble sets up, let us pause for a moment in prayer and remember that we are in the presence of God. Lord, you created time and with it the ability to enjoy music, rhythm and tempo, which make time sacred. You are present in the notes of our lives, and you speak silently in the space between the notes, the quiet pauses. Give us ears to listen to the composition you write with our lives, and thank you for this holy time, this sacredness of moments, this music. Amen. In just a moment, our Prelude Ensemble and Maroon Percussion will take the stage with a piece called Great Beginnings. And I just want to thank you one more time for braving the elements in support of your sons, your daughters. Thank you to parents, grandparents, all family members. We appreciate it. Please enjoy.
yet.
Brebeuf students know that reflection on one's experience is at the heart of spiritual growth. In that spirit, I'd like to share a brief reflection about music from the author Frederick Buechner. Whereas painters work with space, musicians work with time. As one note follows another note, the way talk follows tick. Music both asks us and also enables us to listen to certain qualities of time. To the grandeur of time, says Bach. To the poignance of time, says Mozart. To the swing and shimmer of time, says Debussy. Or however else you choose to put into words the richness and complexity of what each of them is wordlessly saying. We learn from music how to listen to the music of our own time. One moment of our lives following another moment, the way the violin passage follows the flute, the way the sound of footsteps on the gravel follows the rustle of leaves in the wind, which follows the barking of a dog almost too far away to hear. Music helps us to keep time in the sense of keeping us in touch with time. Not just time as an ever-flowing stream that bears all of us away, but time also as a stream that every once in a while slows down and becomes transparent enough for us to see down to the stream bed, the way at a wedding, say, or watching the sunrise. Past, present, and future are so caught up in a single moment that we catch a glimpse of the mystery that, at its deepest place, time is timeless. This evening, let the music of your sons and daughters remind you of the mystery of all the moments of their lives, a timeless gift from God for us to savor. Our guest conductor for the next piece is Timothy Hassel. Timothy is the assistant director of bands at Bellevue East High School near St. Louis, where Mr. Lee was a student teacher. Timothy has degrees in music and theology from St. Louis University and SIU Edwardsville, and is an avid arranger and clinician with bands, orchestras, and choirs all over the United States. He is the husband to Katie and father to newborn baby Isaiah. And he has graciously been working with our students all day today. Welcome.
All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for coming out today. As they said, my name is Mr. Hassel, Timothy Hassel, and it's such an honor to be here to see what Mr. Lee has done with the program. I think it was 8 years ago. He was one of my student teachers, and watching this program's growth has just been an absolutely incredible blessing. You're not going to find a nicer person or a teacher who cares more about his students than Mr. Lee. So thank you so much for having me out. To the administration of Brebeuf, what you're doing here with these programs is absolutely inspiring. To have live music right now in a safe environment like this is incredible, despite how cold it is, despite strings breaking, despite our fingers not working. The fact that we have live music available is absolutely incredible. So to the Brebeuf administration, thank you so much, and thank you for having me out as well. Our next piece is called Pacem Noel. The words Dona Nobis Pacem means God grant us peace. It's an absolutely beautiful setting that also has the first Noel incorporated. So you're going to hear those two kind of working together. So I hope you enjoy Pacem Noel.
Switched off. Thank you. Thank you. Our next piece is Colors of Home by Alan Lee Silva. His credits include songs and underscore for shows at Universal Studios Japan, Tokyo Disney Sea, Shanghai Disney, Sesame Street Live, and Universal Studios Beijing. He has also worked on Disney's Cinderella Twice Charmed, the PBS documentary Mel Brooks, Make a Noise, TV's Seventh Heaven, and the musicals Secondhand Lions and Liberty Smith. This piece, Colors of Home, is a loving portrait of life growing up in the pastoral foothills of Northern California. Colors of Home conveys a warm Americana feeling, featuring beautifully nuanced melodic themes and carefully crafted harmonies. This is Colors of Home. The next piece is appropriately titled Ice Sculptures. Our guest conductor is Terrence Mayhew. He is currently the Associate Adjunct Professor of Percussion at the University of Indianapolis. At UIndy, he teaches applied percussion and directs the percussion ensemble and Latin jazz ensemble. Terrence works with many local high school programs and is the house percussionist at the Beef and Boards Dinner Theater, performing over 200 shows a year. This is his 23rd year of teaching higher education, and prior to moving to Indianapolis, Terrence was the Director of Percussion and Jazz Studies at McKendree University, where he bumped into a particularly dull student named Brandon Lee. He also taught at Marian University and served as the head of percussion studies at Eastern Illinois University. At Eastern Illinois, he wrote for and directed several groups, such as the Concert and Commercial Percussion Ensembles and the Midwest Funk Factory Drumline, which performed with artists such as Kelly Rowland, Zorro, and Beyonce. I would also like to introduce our soloist. Eli Franklin is a senior at Brebeuf and will be our featured soloist on cello. Eli would like to thank Allie Foster for being best buds in chamber, and also Mr. Lee for being pretty cool. Please join me in welcoming Terrence and Eli to the stage, along with the Brebeuf Chamber Orchestra performing Ice Sculptures.
Two quick corrections. One is that Terrence Mayhew will not be conducting. I just thought it'd be funny to throw that in there just to give him a little jolt of adrenaline right before this piece. He'll be playing the vibraphone tonight. The other thing I want to correct is that it should have said a particularly bright, tall, and handsome student, Brandon Lee. So I just wouldn't go ahead and make that change. So Terrence Mayhew.
As you know, our choir and winds, band, etc. have rehearsed under the most unusual circumstances of an online hybrid model in which half the students are present in school one day and the other half are present in school the next day. They've practiced and adapted to these conditions. Tonight's concert is a testament to our students' perseverance and the dedication of Mr. Tipple and Mr. Lee. A live performance is a welcome reminder of the goodness of life when we sorely need it.
Suzanne Castle, and I had the delight and the privilege to come and spend time with every single artist here today. I am a former professional ballerina and actress, and when Mr. Lee and Mr. Tipple called me and said, we have an idea for a retreat in the middle of COVID with high school artists, and we want you to come and talk about collaboration and how to tell stories through music. And all day today we've played games and we've tried to imagine new ways to be together, how to listen deeper to one another, how everything that we do as a unit tells a story from beginning to end that stirs the heart and the soul, that makes music that can create magic dreams. And it has been my privilege and honor to be with each and every one of them. You'll have to ask them about Pixar, about playing games, about King Kong, and all the different ways that together they're learning to be together. So thank you for having me. You guys are great.
Hello, everyone. My name is Mark Connor. I wrote the next piece called Hymn to the Steadfast. I also happen to be Mr. Lee's college music theory professor, and so I know I'm going back to when he was bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and pretty young. And so I wrote this piece a couple years ago. It was requested by me of a high school senior, and her fellow seniors got together and put together a little bit of money and wanted to write a piece of music for their teacher. And it was actually quite charming. She called me early in the morning, kind of timidly, and it was, so I wrote the piece for her, but I also wrote it for my parents, who were teachers. My father was a teacher for 54 years, my mother for 30 years. And so this is dedicated to all those who teach, who give of themselves to inspire our youth. And so I want to say about these students that today in the morning, they played this piece terrifically well. They gave me a really, really great performance of it. And it's really cold right now, and it's hard to play slow music when it's cold. And I'm sure they're going to give their absolute best right now, so I hope you enjoy it. Go a little faster so we can get done, okay?
Okay, so as we get ready for this next piece, I don't like to get on a microphone very often because it typically gets me into trouble. But tonight, if you'll indulge me, I'd like to get in just a little bit of trouble. So as Mr. Hassel mentioned before, I student taught with him 8 years ago. So I think it was 7 years ago. Whatever. It doesn't matter. It's not important. But while I was student teaching with him, he introduced me at a concert at his school in front of the parents of his students and embarrassed the heck out of me. So I would like to just go ahead and return the favor. And if you will allow me to, I'd like to have just a little bit of a roast. So student teaching with Tim, I learned a ton. I learned way more in Mr. Hassel's classroom than any other classroom except for Dr. Connor's. He taught me that it's perfectly acceptable to walk into another teacher's room just to throw open the door and go, "Hey!" and walk out, which we did regularly. Unfortunately, it didn't really transfer outside of Belleville East. Anyway, he taught me that it's totally cool just to laugh in somebody's face when they mess up. Because what makes you more confident and, what really bolsters your self-esteem more than just your teacher laughing at you, right? So I use that technique regularly with these students here. He taught me that if you're getting ready to have a particularly serious conversation with a student who's no longer probably going to be part of your program because of some, inappropriate behaviors, that you should definitely dress up like Plutarch from the Hunger Games on the day that's going to happen, and then expect your student teacher to sit in the room and not laugh at you. But Tim really has, a refined taste, right, for music. He enjoys art. He enjoys good food and things like that. He obviously only hangs out in the finest of establishments. So on $1 hamburger night, he invited me to a place called the Juicy Peanut, which I did not attend. There's more. He would take me out for coffee like pretty much every day, right? During like the little morning break, we would go get coffee, and in the car, I would also learn like 1,000 new things, right? And then being the generous and well put together gentleman that he is, he would buy me the best 75-cent coffee that Get Go had to offer. This piece that Tim's getting ready to do, he wrote some soundscape stuff too, which is very cool. You're going to get another chance to hear from Terrence Mayhew. He's the hooded drummer over there, just all bundled up. But I thought I would just share a quick story with Tim, or about Tim, that happened this morning. But it kind of rewinds a little bit to last night. We were getting ready to go to sleep. He's at my house. We had dinner and all that. It was very nice. And on his way up the stairs, I said, "Oh, hey, Tim, if you need to go outside, this is the code to turn off the alarm." And he said, "I don't need to go outside." And then he went to sleep. Next thing I know, it's bright and early in the morning. The sun's not even up. And my wife is running downstairs because the security system's going off. And come to find out, Tim decided he needed something out of his car in the wee hours of the morning and just threw open the door and went. So I thought, how perfect that we already had decided that Tim was going to do a piece called Alarm, and then the very morning he trips the alarm. But there's more. Not only did that happen, but then we're driving away on our way here this morning, and my wife calls me and says, "Did you leave the front door open?" And I said, "I guess Tim did." So she said, "The alarm is going off again, and Tim is no longer allowed to stay at our house." So here's Alarm by Randall Standridge, featuring the one and only Mr. Timothy Hassel.
Now, the reason I had to embarrass him at his first concert was because the first words Mr. Lee said to me ever were, "Who would win in a fight, a taco or a grilled cheese?" And I knew this is a good guy.
Hi there, everybody. So, my name is Joseph Grebzinski. I'm a junior here at Brebeuf, and as you know, as some of you may know, if you go to our concerts, we like to do a little bit of halftime entertainment or just something in between breaks to pump you guys up for the rest of the night. And so, when we were talking about what we want to do for this concert, and since we weren't able to do a Christmas concert, we decided to do something that seemed kind of Christmassy, but could be put in right before Thanksgiving break. And so what we ended up doing was Mr. Lee had me do a parody on 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. And so what I'm about to give to you now is 'Twas the Night Before Black Friday. 'Twas the night before Black Friday, when all through the dining room, none of the family was stirring, not even baby Drew. The turkey was consumed with reckless abandon in hopes that a cheap phone would soon be for Brandon. The children were staring right at the computer screen while visions of 4K cinema was not just a pipe dream. And Mama on her phone and I on my Dell were just praying for some Purell. When out on the parking lot there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my car to see what was the matter. Away to the store window, I flew like a flash. Went straight to the line, you could say I dashed. The moon giving way to the 5 o'clock bell gave a feeling of anticipation that I could not quell. When what to my focused eyes did appear, but a store manager and 8 employees, left and right, with a little old key so silver and small, I knew in a moment we would crash through the wall. More rapid than turkeys his customers they came, and he whistled and shouted and told them to tame. No running, no dancing, no pushing and shoving. You'll all be nice to each other or you get nothing at all. Now get your things and buy stuff, y'all. As leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, we flew to the 3rd floor up so high. So up to the high rise our shopping cart flew, with it stocked full of toys, a plush St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I looked throughout the room, seeing jumping around, down on the elevator, little kids came with a bound. They were dressed all in warm jackets, going head to toe. Their eyes, how they twinkled, their feet ruining traffic flow. And they got what they wanted and screamed with joy, as one by one they bought and unboxed their new toy. Now we waited in line for hours on end, just to get our items bought, and to home we would send all our tech and games and miscellaneous too, as well as ourselves, so we could finally take off our shoes. We got home and set up our stuff. Our craftsmanship was sadly shoddy and rough, for it was 10 o'clock and well past our bedtime, but we were still captivated by our 4K TV's shine. And with dreams of tomorrow's fun going throughout our heads, we completely collapsed on the way to our beds.
Our final piece tonight will be Faith Noel by the Chamber Winds and Chamber Orchestra. We thank you, parents and grandparents, and to all who joined us online. Our last piece is Faith Noel. We're doing regular Faith and then Faith Noel.
okay, this will be our last piece for real. So sorry for the false alarm earlier. That's my fault for not communicating to Mr. King. We just want to say a really quick thank you to these guys over here that brought all this awesome equipment out here. They've been working all day since 7 a.m. So if we could give them a round of applause for all their hard work today. They're going to be here a while tearing down. Thank you, huge thank you to Mr. Hassel, Mr. Mayhew, Dr. Connor, Miss Castle, who you heard from a little bit ago. It's been a really fantastic day. All things considered, you know, we still had a wonderful time, even though the world is the way it is. So we really appreciate you all coming out and enjoying this evening with us. All right, we got one more piece, a little Christmassy. So again, thank you.